Welcome back to the world that refused to die. Because 7 years after Alita pointed her Damascus blade toward the floating city of Salem and swore she would not rest until she climbed through its underbelly and faced the man who turned her into a weapon, the question burning through every corner of the Alita army is whether 20th Century Studios will ever greenlight the sequel that James Cameron and Robert Rodriguez built the first film to demand. Alita Battle Angel arrived in February 2019, directed by Rodriguez from a screenplay by Cameron and Laeta Kalogridis, starring Rosa Salazar in motion capture performance as the cyborg who fell from the sky with no memory of the 3 centuries she spent as a URM berserker, waging war against the floating cities of Earth. Weta Digital delivered visual effects so groundbreaking that Alita's eyes alone required months of refinement to achieve the specific expressiveness that made audiences forget they were watching pixels. Christoph Waltz played Dr. Dyson Ido, the cybernetic surgeon who found Alita's torso in the Iron City scrapyard, rebuilt her with the body his dead daughter once inhabited, and became the father she had been programmed to forget she ever needed. Kian Johnson gave Hugo the specific desperation of a young man who believed the only way out of Iron City was through the tubes that led to Zalom, a belief that Nova exploited until Hugo fell to his death, trying to reach a paradise that was never going to let him in. The film earned $405 million worldwide on a $170 million budget. Not the blockbuster Cameron's track record suggested, but enough to build a fan campaign so relentless that the Alita army kept the sequel conversation alive for years through relentless social media pressure, box office re-releases, crowdfunding billboards in Times Square, and a dedication that most franchises never earn in a decade of trying. Rosa Salazar has said publicly that she will play Alita until she dies, that the character's journey from amnesiac scavenger to motorball contender to warrior pointing her sword at heaven is unfinished, and that the tuned arc from Yukito Kishiro's original manga is the story she was born to perform. Edward Norton appeared in the final frame as Nova, the Zalem scientist who has been pulling every string in Iron City from above, the architect of the cyborg death sport that killed Hugo, and the puppet master who turned Vector and Chiron into disposable instruments. The sequel would send Alita upward, through the tubes that connect Iron City to Zalem, into the floating city where the elite live on the backs of the ground dwellers they discard, and toward the confrontation with Nova that the first film's ending promised with such deliberate force. Rodriguez has confirmed that Cameron wrote extensive notes for 2 sequels before the first film even shot, that the visceral motorball sequences audiences loved were merely the opening movement of a much larger symphony about class warfare, cybernetic identity, and what it means to be human when your body is replaceable, but your memory is not. The Disney acquisition of Fox in 2019 placed the franchise under corporate stewardship that has shown more interest in streaming metrics than in Cameron's world-building ambition, and the years since have produced no greenlight, no shooting schedule, no confirmed cast beyond Salazar's unwavering commitment. As of 2026, Alita Battle Angel 2 as a theatrical feature does not exist. No director officially attached, no release date, no production start. But the conversation has never gone quiet because Alita was never just a movie about a cyborg with big eyes fighting in a junkyard arena. It was a movie about a discarded girl who discovered that her 300-year-old combat programming was less important than the choice to protect the people she loved. And that story does not end with a sword pointed at the sky. It ends when she finally climbs high enough to bring the sky down to the ground.